Hello, my name is Austin Darga. I was born totally blind and I've been a lifelong resident in the Great Lakes State here in Traverse City, Michigan. And this is my self-nomination for the Jane Vermeulen Leadership Award. I support self-determination by sharing my dreams, goals, desires, and what matters to me to my staff, friends, and family, and letting them support me along the way. But I don't just wait for things to happen though. I take action and reach out to the right people. For example, when I first started working at Grand Traverse Industries, a place of employment training for adults with disabilities, I informed my staff what I envisioned for myself, and together we came up with a customized personal employment plan. I also worked with my community mental health caseworker to build a care plan so I could pursue my passion for public speaking and even start my very own podcast called The Way I See It, which is now in its third season. When I first came to GTI, there was not a spokesperson role, but after I shared my passion and skills, we came up with a job position for me, and now I get to spread the word by encouraging others to do what I did. Speak up, advocate for yourself, and don't be afraid to go after what you want. I'm really proud of how far I've come, and I'm just getting started. Growing up as someone who is totally blind, navigating my community independently wasn't always easy. It could sometimes be nerve-wracking, but with a lot of hard work and trust, I successfully was able to overcome those challenges and meet this goal. I show strength and courage by advocating for myself and others and not giving up and standing for what I believe in. Sometimes it can be really hard to believe in yourself when you feel different, but a wise person once said that sometimes the hardest things in life have the best rewards, and I truly believe that. The more faith and confidence you have in yourself and what you bring to the world, the more you can encourage others to do the same. One way that I did this was when I was attending my post-secondary school. An instructor I knew owned a therapy dog, and based on my personal experience with dogs, I knew how beneficial a therapy dog could be, not just for me, but for my classmates too. So I advocated for regular visits from a therapy dog. I wrote a letter and made a video for the superintendent explaining why a therapy dog would be so important and beneficial for our school. The superintendent then invited me to a board meeting that following fall on the first day of school. The board was a little hesitant at first because of rules and policies, but in the end, with a lot of consideration, the therapy dog was then authorized to come to our school once a week. Every week, I got to join them in working with the dog, putting the harness on her and taking her to each classroom. Now, the therapy dog program has expanded to multiple times a week and has even been extended to other schools in the area. That really showed me that speaking up and advocating can not just make a positive impact on myself, but can also make a ripple effect to others in the community as well.
At 103.5 WTCM, today's country music. Dang, if I don't have a visitor dropping in. I heard his voice out in the hall, not a stranger to the halls here at WTCM. Austin Darga, Grand Traverse Industries. You've been doing so much over the last 5 years. First off, hello, sir.
Hello, it's good to see you again and be here, Carrie. Long time no see, and I'm glad that we're back together and doing this again.
Absolutely.
Reunited, yes, and it feels so good.
Different format, but that's all right.
Yeah.
So I'm just learning more about what you are up to. You are one of the busiest men over the last 5 years. You and I have been friends. You've dropped in here at WTCM, reporting on the things you've been doing and the advocacy that you've been putting forth for your community with the Michigan Developmental Disabilities Institute. I understand there is a scholarship program that you are going after. I've seen you out there advocating for your community in so many ways over this past 5 years. And boy, there's a neat prize involved in this particular award, the Jane Vermeulen Award, going through Wayne State University at MDDI and their program there. I understand there is a prize, it's a scholarship for you to continue leadership training. And boy, if you are somebody to invest in, I would nominate you in a heartbeat, sir. So may I just ask you, about your further plans here. How do you support community living for you and others?
Well, I support community living for myself and others by advocating with my elected officials for adequate funding and Medicaid services that I so depend and rely on. And as you probably know, I've talked about this before too. I recently was invited to attend a grassroots self-advocacy conference in Washington, D.C., where I united with other people in the disability community from across the United States, and that was just really fantastic. I got to represent my company, Grand Traverse Industries, as well as the great state of Michigan. While I was there, I went on Capitol Hill and spoke with state legislators on the importance of funding and urge them to support proper funding for some different things for the disability community, programs, as well as Social Security, SSI. And I also explained how the marriage penalty was making an impact on myself and people I know. And so it was just a great time, great experience. I would do it again in a heartbeat. Everybody just does some amazing work there. And I also, on a local level, have been attending board meetings with community mental health, as well as 100 Women Who Care, to talk about some concerns of funding that we're having. We discussed funding cuts and how important it is to really nip those in the bud, because we really need that support, and so the more people that we can get involved in that, the disability community could really use your help in just continuing to provide those services that we so desperately need, because we don't want those to go away. And so
I gotta tell you, the MDDI, the Michigan Developmental Disabilities Institute, they would be so happy to watch you do what you continue to do day in and day out. And I've watched you. We've been in here reporting on it for over 5 years now, Mr. Austin Darga.
Yeah.
They would be amazed to see what their prize, that scholarship for continued leadership training, could turn into, because man, oh man, look what you've been doing for these past 5 years.
I was also recently invited to speak at a statewide leadership conference held by Encompass Michigan right here in Traverse City. I was able to share some of my journey as a man who was born totally blind and some of the obstacles I've had to overcome. This really meant a lot to me because I've never gotten to share my story with a large group of people before and show who I really am. I am proud of who I am and what I have become. I am a person who loves learning, and I never want to stop growing and advocating for myself and others. I also want to say that I couldn't have done this without the support of my parents who adopted me, as well as my teachers, instructors who I've had throughout my school career, and my community living support staff at GTI. Being an advocate is a core part of who I am, and I would be honored to be considered for the Jane Vermeulen Leadership Award. And I will end this nomination the way I always end my podcast, by quoting my favorite musician, Glenn Yarborough. Life is a journey. No matter where it takes you, always go where your heart leads you.